What's different on 6-9 is we're still finding the antiderivatives, but now they have bounds on them. And on Friday, they didn't. We still do our same process, but now we're going to find that actual area of this negative cosine graph from 0 to pi over 3. But what this is really asking is of a negative cosine graph, negative cosine would look like this. What is the area from 0 to pi over 3? Pi over 3 is going to be within this range. So we would have some negative area. Here's how we're going to find it, you guys. You still know integrals and derivatives cancel each other out, right? Yeah. So an antiderivative, an integral of a derivative cancels each other out. We're just left with the function. But when we've got bounds, we're still living by that motto of upper minus lower. So you just always plug in the upper function minus the lower function. So let's first think real fast. What is the because correct me if I'm wrong. This is an f prime, but we don't know, like, I'm not asking you to take the derivative of this integral. So the derivative and the integral are not going to cancel out, meaning I need you to take the integral of negative cosine. Whose derivative is negative cosine is my question. Negative sine. So we're going to say negative sine of x from 0 to pi over 3. That's how I would write that. Is the derivative of negative sine negative cosine? Yes. Now, this notation means I need to go take that upper bound and plug it into my antiderivative minus plugging in my lower bound into the function. So wouldn't it be minus negative sine of 0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just be.
So now.
Pi over 3.
Exactly. So let's think about the unit circle. And I know Bob loves it. We haven't seen the unit circle in a while. But pi over 3, does anyone remember where pi over 3 is? 0, that's pi over 2.
Pi over 3 is just there.
Exactly. So it's that 60-degree mark.
So it's probably 3 pi over 2.
So the sign there is root 3 over 2. Very good. So the sign there is root 3 over 2. That negative is going to still stay out front. So we got negative root 3 over 2. That sign at 0 radians, that y value at 0 radians is 0. So my final answer is negative root 3 over 2. Antiderivative of 3x squared. Add 1 to the exponent, divide by my new exponent. 3x to the blank over blank. 3x cubed over 3. I added 1 to my exponent, divided by my new exponent. I'm a step shower. I like to write it that way. Some of you will just see that it'll be x cubed right off the bat. Good for you. But there's no shame in doing it this way. Antiderivative of x is currently x to the first. Add 1 to the exponent, divide by my new exponent.
Squared over 2.
X squared over 2. Beautiful. Now, yeah, you might be saying, why didn't you do plus c on the last one? Here's why. You don't need to write it. I'm going to show you guys why you don't need to write it. I'm going to put it, but you don't need to. We're evaluating this from 1 to 2. We want to find the area of this cute little graph from 1 to 2. What they're really asking here is they're saying, what is the area underneath this curve from 1 all the way to 2? I should have got my y bound higher because they want to know all this area. Cool? Here's how we do it. We've got to go plug in my upper bound. What is plugging in a squared to my function, or I'm going to even put my plus c here. What is plugging in a 2, my bad, not a squared, a 2 to x cubed going to get me?
2 cubed.
Yeah, 2 cubed is?
8.
8, okay, so we got 8. I'm going to get rid of that guy. So we got 8 plus
2.
2 squared is 4 divided by 2 is 2, very good. And then I've got plus a constant, so I'm going to have just plus some constant.
And then you do minus.
Exactly. It's upper minus lower, you guys. I'm going to do minus parentheses. I've got to subtract the entire lower. If I plug in 1 to that lower, what's that getting me? 1 cubed is? 1 plus 1 squared over 2? 1 half plus a c again. Because I can't plug in a 1 for that constant. When I go combine some things, we would have minus that c, so my c's are going to cancel. Anytime we have that bound, you could throw a plus c on there, but it will cancel in the end because we're finding an exact area. 8 plus 2 is 10, minus 1.5. What's our final answer? 8.5. I dig it. Okay, guys, this was really putting it all together. So let's go antiderivative x to the 1/2. Add 1 to that exponent. That'd become x to the 1/2 plus 1, 1/2 plus 2 halves, 3 halves, divided by 3 halves, same as multiplying by 2/3. You got it. Because I've got bounds, I'm going to leave my plus c off. Oh, this is really good practice, mental math here. Without a calculator, we got to do upper bound minus lower bound. I've got 2/3 times 9 to the 3 halves minus 2/3 times 1 to the 3 halves. Anyone know what 9 cubed is? Because it's power over root. Anyone know what 9 cubed is? Me neither. Do the root first. What's the square root of 9?
3.
3, then cube it. 27. So now I've got 2/3 times 27. Let's just handle that. You could think 2 times 27 is 54. 54 divided by 3 is not as well known. Could we just do 27 divided by 3? What's 27 divided by 3? 9. Then I have 9 times 2 left, which is 18. 1 to the 3rd power, 1 square rooted. What is that going to get me? 1 times 1 times 1 square root of 1 is 1 minus 2/3. Guys, we can just end it right there. All right, let's just practice 2 more. 2 more, and then, whoo, block day gets a little uglier. Antiderivative x cubed. X to the over. Beautiful. Antiderivative of 1. This is currently 1x to the 0. Add 1 to that exponent and divide by my new exponent. 0 plus 1 would get me 1 over 1, right? We would have x to the 1st. Okay, we're doing that from -1 to 3. Guys, I'm totally good with you plugging these in and not solving it at all, meaning upper bound minus lower bound. I would write that as 3 to the 4th over 4 plus 3. Where you can lose points, Coop, make sure that you have the right thing here, meaning minus the lower. If you don't have a parenthesis, we're going to have a problem. Did you put a parenthesis on your lower, buddy?
Yes.
Then I need that -1 also in parentheses.
That I did not.
Plus a -1. You could just do plus a -1 or -1. But unless this is all in parentheses, you could do minus this quantity and then plus the next. But I don't think people remember that. Let's do it. Here we go. Last one. I'm going to give you guys a second. This is from 1997. See if you could get it on the AP test. Love it, you guys.